You just love technology. Oh my goodness. Okay, so give me a sec here. The restream would not pop up, and so I just want to make sure everybody hears me okay. I'm also trying something new here on my other end. Okay, this is bizarre. I was trying to record my audio, but I'm not sure how that is not working. How I would get me out of here right now. What is happening? Okay, so sorry about that. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. We have a beautiful day happening here. Just give me one more second. I've been playing with the whole podcasting thing and wanting to record, and I'm trying to figure out, maybe you guys can help me out. Trying to figure out how to record audio and then upload it. They have a way for me to do this on their site, but I've been invited to somebody else's podcast, so I got to figure this out within the next week. Anyhow, good afternoon. What is it where you are? I feel like I always want to say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, May 12th, 2023, as we are recording this message, and it is no longer the morning. It is 12:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in New Hampshire. I don't know about you guys, but I find it really hard to stay focused when the weather starts to turn really nice. My office windows are literally right in front of me, and my view is of our lake. And so, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Meggin Anderson. I've been in the fitness and wellness and health space now for about a decade. And this is like our 7th year here. We've moved to our forever home. I grew up my whole life in Massachusetts. And we would spend our summers here frequently when I was a kid, and my mom would just pack us up and we'd spend the whole summer here. And then as I got to be like a teenager and stuff, I would get a job up here. And it is a resort community. So we always refer to the people that live here as snowbirds and things of that nature. My mom's a snowbird, so she spends her summers here and then her winters in Florida. And so we do have a nice small community here, which is great, year round. But the street that I live on is really full of people that come up here for mostly the summer or the weekends to ski and things like that, right? So the population goes way down in the winter months, although the area obviously lends itself to winter activities as well, with the lake and the snow and the mountains and all that kind of stuff. The summer it really ramps up. So we see like all of our neighbors show up when the weather starts to get warm, and seeing the lake finally thawed in April. And so now we're starting to get this really, really beautiful weather, and it's just all of a sudden green and lush this week. And tulips are coming up, and the sprinklers are going. And today it's supposed to be like 75 degrees. I told my husband, get home early so he can take the boat out. Like, I feel like so many perks to be here. Like I always tell the kids, I'm like, you guys, when you were little, I'd be chomping on the bit on Fridays to pull you out of school and get up here before the Friday weekend traffic. And now that we live here, like literally, I'm like, what time is it? I'm going across the street to sit outside, kind of a mentality. And I'm like, I don't even care when school gets out. You guys could go to school all summer for all I care, because as long as I'm here, I'm happy. So, with the onset of the summer, again, depending on where you live, and I think I feel this where we are most, just because we have these long winters, like I do said, that the winter lends itself to fun activities as well. But after a while, like the in-between parts are really what get you, right? It's the snow melts, it's gross and brown for a long time, and then you all of a sudden get this spring-like feel. So you're almost like waiting for this like renew and on, newness of the weather and all those kinds of things. And I think too, we are automatically, programmed in a certain way to start to feel like, barbecues and cookouts and all the food and all the drinks and, mentioning that our neighbors show up, like those are the times that we get to see them the most often. And so we do spend a lot more time hanging out with them and stuff. And because it's like they're on vacation, we sort of are doing all of those things with them, right? Um, and I think also you're like, okay, half days and when can I get out early, and that sort of like lazy lackadaisical sort of thought process, kicks in versus how you might have felt when you were hibernating all winter long, right? So those feelings are starting to creep in, and I have been, not only dealing with my clients and my own personal goals and my health and my fitness routine, but also the business. I'm involved with a lot of different online communities, teams, organizations, and different things. I am a body partner. I've been a body partner with the Beachbody Company now for a decade, and so the network marketing. What I want to say? It is just everything's online, so we have a lot of just online communities that I can lean into for support and guidance and things like that. And we've been talking a lot about goals, right? We've been talking a lot about, okay, this is when you start to backslide because of the excitement and the looking forward to the summer months, right? And so we have a tendency to put on our brakes when it comes to our health and fitness this time of year, or our business goals, right? And the problem with that is that by the time the fall rolls around, then you will have found yourself to like totally have backslided all the way off the map in some cases, right? Like there are definitely times of the year where you're hustling harder, right? You're going after goals more. I love to really sink my teeth into my nutrition and my fitness in the winter because I'm alone for the most part. There's not a lot to do. It's a way to keep active. It's a way to keep me motivated. So, but the other part of that equation is that when you start to put the brakes on and you start to be a little bit more lazy, then you really lose sight of what you're working towards. And then, as I just mentioned, once you get then to the onset of fall, you're all of a sudden going, oh my gosh, I need to start over. I need to do this over, right? Whether it's fitness or business or nutrition, right? So what if we could change this? What if we could change that ideology? What if we could go into the fall feeling just as excited about our goals as we do right now or in the new year, right? We are like so excited to start over and all the things in January, right? Like, what if we could take that feeling and have that carry us through month after month after month? Okay. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay. And maybe a secret to some, maybe not to others, but this is a choice that you have. This is completely a mindset thought process, right? So this is a choice that you make. Okay. And I'm not saying too that the summer can't be fun and the summer can't be, no drinks, no days off, right? But when you are aware and make yourself aware of the choices, this is going to help us to move forward, to stay on track, tracking our steps, paying attention to our actions, right? We can see where we are, where we're going, and then we are able to leave room for some of that other stuff. It's funny because I just saw another post before I hopped on here of someone that talked about, they had this before and after picture that was with 24 hours of their like day this week or whatever. And the first one was he went out for ice cream and beers with his family, and then the second picture he was in his bathing suit on the beach and he's completely ripped. And it's because he's just doing the things. He doesn't have these highs and lows, and it's life. That's the way life is. And the further you get along and the further you go in your journey, the easier it all becomes. You're just like on autopilot after a while, right? Like for me, when I think about the summer, yes, I get excited about the neighbors visiting and the boat and the cocktail cruises and the different things that we can do because of the summer. But I don't think, oh, I'm not going to work out today. Oh, I'm not going to drink my water today. Oh, I'm not going to eat the healthy things, right? I got a little bit of both of those things. I definitely enjoy myself in the summer months, but my mind does not go, oh, it's the summer. I'm going to take a break from my business, or I don't have the same goals anymore, or I don't want to make the same income anymore, so I'm not going to do this. Like, I don't think about that in that way at all. I just think it's another day. It's the summer. Like, maybe I shift gears, or maybe I do things a little bit differently, but I still do the things, right? I'm still tracking. I'm still going on all of that kind of things. So, you know, yes, that mindset, we have to, be consistent and do the things over time. But the more that we do those things, the more you're going to get to that place that helps you with that mindset and those choices. The more you make those choices, the more you do that thing consistently over and over and over, right? Um, and it's not like we don't know that the summer is coming, right? Or that Christmas time is coming, right? It's so funny because we have all of these different conversations all the time about, like, saving cash for Christmas, or doing this thing. Like, these times of year come all the time. For as long as I'm almost been alive for 50 years now, and I know these things come, right? Like, summer always comes. Like, there's birthdays, there's vacations, there's graduations, there's always these things, right? So I don't think, oh my gosh, my niece is getting married in the fall, and I'm just going to throw everything out the window when I go to her wedding. I don't think that at all. I think, how maybe could I get to the gym while I'm there, or maybe get outside, or maybe I think, well, really it's about the nutrition more than anything, and only a couple days, so I'll just be right back to it when I get home, right? Like, I don't think, my mind doesn't go to, I'm giving up, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm going to have to start over on Monday. I don't think about starting over ever. That's not really in my vocabulary, right? But that's a mindset shift. That's how I think about my life, my routine, my day. It's just a part of my life, right? And I'm not dieting, and I'm not yo-yoing, and I'm not, breaks and gas and breaks and gas. And it is just status quo, right? Okay, so was just going to give you a couple different examples. We'll take the business example first. How I plan for my business when I'm sitting down is, I get out my planner. I have a planner and a time blocker. So my time blocker is hourly. You can see. Oh my gosh, it's super fuzzy still, right? My time blocker is just hourly, so it drills into my day. But my month is laid out like a blank calendar. So literally, my months are pretty consistently the same as far as my business goes. I have my focuses every single week, depending on what's going on. If I'm marketing for a new challenge, or if I'm talking to somebody, or I'm rather marketing for our body partnership. There's just consistent things that I do every single month, right? But even before I look at all of those marketing things, I look at my calendar and I'm like, when are we going on vacation? When are there days off? When do I want to spend time with the kids? When does school get out, right? So I schedule in my joy first. I schedule in vacations first. I schedule in, I would like to have some time off, but you know what? I have this XYZ goal that I'm trying to meet. So that doesn't mean I'm going to have every Friday off, but maybe I'll take a bunch of half a days, right? Or maybe I take this block of time off, but I make sure that I'm getting to my goal before I go away for that time, right? I look at deadlines. I factor in the tasks that I need to accomplish to reach my goals, and make that happen. So I literally work from a calendar, okay? And realizing that my goals are not going to happen unless I make them happen, okay? And so, same thing with my fitness. I think about, when I think about my workout plan, or what I'm doing for that, right? Like, I always know my workouts are laid out for me. Like, I know in advance what I'm doing. Like, right now I'm preparing for a next challenge that I'm going to be doing. I know what my fitness looks like on a workout calendar. I know what my nutrition is going to look like. And I also know what I'm going to be doing in July. I know the stuff that's coming up and I'm getting ready for that, right? I'm moving my clients through a process with their own fitness and their nutrition, and I'm doing that stuff with them. So it does make it easier because there's a group of us and we're just kind of linking arms and doing that stuff together. I have my own personal goals for sure in that way. And then I'm helping them at the same time with theirs. But I know this all in advance. Like I could take you down in my gym and show you my workout calendar and show you what I know what workout I'm doing tomorrow, next week, so on and so forth. So if I decide, hey, I'm going away for a week, I know what workouts those are. And I can say, okay, if I'm not going to be home, I'm not going to have access to weights or whatever, then I'm going to move this one to that one, this one to this one. And I'll do these mobility and rest workouts here and there. And then when I get back into my gym, I'll be able to do XYZ workouts with the weights or whatever, right? Like I think about it in that way. Okay. Right now I'm tracking my macros. And so the beauty of that is it's just so much knowledge. I love tracking because it allows you to understand what you're doing or not doing. You are able to still factor in all the fun and all the drinks when you're tracking. This is actually something that I talked about doing when I was in Florida. I tracked beers. I tracked when we went to the Outback, and like, then you just use that information and make your choices from there, right? So good, bad, or different, but like whatever it was, like we would go to the Outback and I would log the cheese fries and be like, holy crap, I did not realize the fat and how many calories. I ate them anyways and had the drinks. But then the next day I was aware of that's shouldn't do that too many days in a row, right? And I'll be logging these other things, right? So I feel like that's super, super knowledgeable, right? And that way you still can have your balance, right? And you can still have your fun. And then again, it's really just knowledge. It's just knowing you're aware that you overdid it on fat yesterday versus having no clue, right? And then if you're sticking to tracking like 80-90% of the time, I would say 80-85% of the time, then you can still have the fun foods and it won't affect your body in certain ways, right? And like I said, tracking foods can be such a reality check. Before I started tracking, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna start tracking, and I just was tracking what I was already doing, and what I realized, I was way overdoing it on servings of my fats for the day, but not eating enough carbs. And so that was a wake up call, because you think, oh, I'm eating healthy. I'm eating a balance. Like build out your plate, do the balance that we talked about. But what I wasn't realizing I was doing, because I wasn't tracking it, was overdoing it in some areas and underdoing it in the other areas, right? So it's definitely like a bump up in a next level of food and nutrition and things like that. But I love that it just gives you that knowledge. It's awareness, right? Okay, so another big factor in keeping on track with your goals and staying consistent is having a group of supporters that you can be with, right? Like I surround myself with women who are like me, that are either going after fitness goals, going after nutrition goals. Like we do it together so I don't feel so lonely. I hang out with the women in my backyard here who are also doing the programs, who are also eating the good foods, but then we do have the fun together too. Right. So it's like we know, and it's okay. And we don't feel guilty and we don't feel bad. And we're just enjoying our life together. Right. So being in a supportive group and having your community is huge. Like even with my business, I am never alone. I always have a team of women that I can look to, that I can ask questions for, that help to guide me and train me in the things that I don't know, whether it's social media or sales or marketing or talking to people. There's always someone for me to lean into, and I never feel alone. And I think that, that sets me apart from other fitness trainers and other fitness professionals too, because a lot of trainers or, group fitness professionals will be, hosting their classes or entertaining their clients, but they're not doing the things with them. Or I find often than not that they're not following their own advice and doing the things themselves. And that has to be my favorite thing about what I do, is that we're doing it together, right? Like I'm committing to the same programs that you are. I'm following the same nutrition that you are. We're doing it together. And so I know, and I can feel, and I can understand what it is that you're going through, what you're struggling with, what's helping, what's not working. And I feel like I'm also just that much more in tune to when you are struggling or have a question. I can say, oh my gosh, I've been there. And this is what I did to change that, get over that, to push through to that other side, right? And so developing a plan, and setting goals and taking action, right? And it's just going to be so important in order to reinforce that mindset, right? That you're going to just keep going. And I will also say that the biggest thing is believing in yourself enough that you can achieve anything, right? I think so often than not, it's what stops us is what's between our ears, because they're like, I can't do it. It's too hard. I don't want to give up margaritas or whatever they think they need to give up in order to achieve the goal. I used to think in this business, especially, I was like, I don't want to be that person that is on her computer 24/7. I don't want to be making stories 24/7, trying to be with my kids. I got into this business in order to have freedom and the flexibility. And I just don't want to be on, quote unquote, all day long on social. And I don't have to. Right. That's something that is a mindset. That was something that a made up story that I told myself that had to be about this business. In order to be successful, I have to be on computer every second of the day, 24/7. That might be what it looks like to some people because my job is online and I post on social media and things like that. But that's not the case. It's a very, very small part of my day. And I'm also aware of my boundaries, like I mentioned about the time blocking. So there's a time for me to be on the business and be presenting and sharing and talking to you. And then there's a time for me to unplug and go on the boat with my family and enjoy fishing and all the things that we do when we're out and about during the summer and weekends and things of that nature. Okay. So really wanting to share with you guys the fact that when the summer hits around, like I was just thinking so much about this the other day. Like, this is the time when people take that foot off the gas and put on the brakes. And it doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't have to be. That is a mindset that we have in front of us that tells us that we can't achieve our goals when it's nice and hot and summer and fun time is coming, right? That is such a mindset. Of course, we can achieve our goals, right? We just have to be a little bit more aware, right? And I also feel like now's the time when you dig into those goals, because think about when June, July, and August are over and the kids go back to school, then you will be a leg up to everyone else who's trying to get back into the groove, right? You'll be a leg up above your competition for those people that are looking to get into fitness or get restarted, right? If you are in this business and a part of my team, you've already got a leg up because you've been working on it already. You're a product of the product. You're showing people what you're made of and that you will be here for them come the fall, that you've been here all summer long, putting in the work, driving towards your goals, right? You're having fun and you're showcasing that too, but you're showing them that they can have that healthy lifestyle, right? And so you will be that person that they call on in the fall and the Christmas and the January, right? Because you've already been doing it and you're still here and you've got that longevity behind you, right? So there are 3 opportunities for you guys to work with me this summer. I am really excited about this. I've decided that I'm going to level up in every part of the facets of my life right now. So number 1, if you live local to me, you are hearing about my awesome Slim Down for Summer Challenge, 6-week challenge that I'm hosting at the studio that I teach at in Moultonboro, New Hampshire. So I'm really excited. This is the last weekend to enroll. We kick that off on Monday. You get 12 classes with me over the course of the 6 weeks. That's 2 classes a week. So 2 times in person, I will see you. And then the rest of the time, we have a private Facebook community where we'll be talking about nutrition. We'll be talking about meal plans. We'll be diving into some of those things that we need to take care of as far as reaching our goals behind the scenes when we're not together in class. Okay. Number 2 opportunity for you is that I have a brand new challenge for you guys coming up in June. So you know that my next level living community that I talk about all the time is for my clients to connect with each other, and they are also in there and tracking month to month. But in June, I'm opening up a brand new group called Level Up. We are getting ready to level up in June, and this is for the women who is ready to recommit to their goals. They're done with the excuses and they really just want that bigger change. They're really ready to go to the next place. Okay. It's going to be very specific inside this group. We've got 35-minute workout calendar. I'm in the process of creating it. I've got kind of my ideas and I'm excited. This is not going to be for a very beginner person. If you're a very beginner person and you're listening to me, let's put you into the next level living community and talk about your goals. This is not going to be for the beginner. This is going to be a little leveled up as far as the fitness goes. And we are going to either be following macros and tracking like I am, or I'll give you the second option is the portion fixed containers, which essentially are macros, but in the color coded containers. And then we're also going to be talking about implementing our performance supplements. So if you have questions about that, I would love to talk to you about that. It's definitely going to be next level. Very excited about this one because I know I'm going to be pumping it up. I'm already seeing amazing results since I've started tracking a little bit over a month ago. And the scale is moving in the right direction. I'm prioritizing protein and I'm making big changes in my body composition. I'm excited to share with you guys how you can do that too inside of that group. Okay. Number 3 way to work together this summer is my body partner mentorship. Okay. So you have the ability to join our team of next level leaders and work on yourself inside of my community while earning income. You have a couple different ways that we can go about that. You can start as an affiliate and share links and be a part of my community and learn the ropes. And then we'll work on growing you as your own independent business and growing your own leaders as well. There's a lot of different facets to that. I am setting up one-on-one calls all of next week for those women who are interested in learning more about what it means to be a body partner and what that looks like to be a part of the next level, our team of next level leaders. So if you have questions or you want to be a part of anything that I've got going on, make sure that you send me a message or I'll drop some links for you guys to be a part of one of our communities. I've got a couple different group forms and applications that will lead you into the right place. If you don't know and you're not sure and you just want to set up a call to chat with me, I would love to do that too. I would love to get to know you better. Love to know what your goals are for the summer. Are you a person that's ready to dig in and push? You do not want to be that person that's behind the 8 ball. Come back to school. When the kids are going back to school, you're going to be left home and doing the things like you want to already be working on the next goal with us, right? Okay. So I'm excited for all the things that are happening. Now is the time. Now is not the time to put the brakes on and say, okay, summer's coming. I'm taking time off. I'm going to eat all the ice cream, drink all the beer, and have all the fun and worry about life when the kids go back to school. No, that is not you. That is not how we operate. When we want things better our life, we want to take things to the next level, we do not put on the brakes. We push on the gas and we keep going. We're consistent. We're aware of what we need. We're aware of where we're going. We're tracking our steps. We're tracking our actions, and we're making changes in ourselves and our community and our families' lives, and we're doing big things. Okay. All right, you guys, I was so excited and ramped up for this message today. I hope that it was helpful. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I cannot wait to see you in one of our communities, and I will see you next